They told the alien girl she was done and left her behind. But a human took her hand and stayed. In the cracked remains of what had once been a forward scout vessel, a girl with translucent skin and eyes the color of dying starlight sat alone. The emergency beacon blinked steadily above her, silent and bright against the charred metal. Her name was Kalari, and she had been discarded like broken equipment. Once she had been a valued member of the Hegaran Unity Corps, a hybrid soldier grown in the labs of ZHYR Prime. Fast, agile, genetically engineered to handle everything from radiation to zero-G combat. But even enhanced bodies faltered under pressure, and when her spinal stabilizer had failed during an orbital drop, she was rendered unable to walk. To the Corps that meant one thing. She was no longer useful. The decision had been cold. You're no longer combat capable. We leave at dawn. May you find peace in your transition, her commander said. No medevac, no prosthetic, just left on a scorched moon, expected to expire quietly. But Kalari hadn't. She'd survived. Barely. For 3 days, she crawled from shadow to avoid the scorching twin suns. Her nutrient pack was nearly empty. Her mind buzzed with heat delirium and the dull echo of rejection. That was when she heard the voice. Whoa! You're alive! The tone was casual, almost disbelieving. She turned, barely able to raise her head. A tall figure in a battered exosuit stood over her. The armor was mismatched, cobbled together from several different models, clearly salvaged. But the voice, it was human. Kalari's eyes narrowed. You're not supposed to be here. He knelt beside her. The sun caught the glint of a patched flag on his chest. Earth Confederation, long thought extinct in this sector. No one's supposed to be here, he replied. But I go where the scavenging's good. He paused. Names read. What's yours? She hesitated. Kalari. 3rd Division. I was part of the Unity Corps. His eyes flicked over her twisted legs. He didn't recoil or look away. He just said, You need help. No one's coming, she said bitterly. They left me. Reed frowned, then extended a gloved hand. Then it's a good thing I came instead. She stared at his hand like it was a trick. No one in the Corps touched without protocol. No one offered warmth. After a long pause she took it. Reed didn't move fast. He carried her to his small transport vessel, the Wasp, which looked more like a flying tin can than a spaceship. Inside it was warm, messy, lived in, cluttered with gadgets and parts. The air smelled of metal, sweat, and something spicy. Sorry about the mess, he said as he lowered her gently onto a reclined bunk. Didn't expect guests. Kalari was silent. She didn't know what to say. He had water, real food, a working med kit, all things her own Corps had denied her. She woke to find him tinkering at a side console. I've been scanning the area, he said, not looking up. Your unit left about 48 hours ago. No trace of return. But they didn't wipe your comms logs. Kalari looked away. I'm obsolete to them. You're not obsolete to me. The words were so casually spoken, but they hit her like a solar flare. Over the next week, Reed patched up her body as best he could. The exomeds couldn't repair the nerve damage, but he'd fashioned a neural walker. Thin braces along her spine and legs, powered by muscle-activated impulses. It wasn't elegant, but it let her stand. Her first steps were shaky. Reed stood close behind, ready to catch her. I don't need your pity, she growled, wobbling. Good, he said. Because this isn't pity. This is progress. She fell anyway. He caught her without a word. Later that night, she sat in the cockpit with him, staring at the stars. Why help me? She asked. You don't even know me. Reed shrugged. Maybe I saw someone who deserved better. Or maybe I've been alone too long and talking to my ship got boring. She gave him the faintest smirk. You're insane. Probably. But hey, I'm not the one who joined a species-blending war cult. That made her laugh. A quiet, stunned kind of laugh she hadn't known she still had. Time passed. The Wasp drifted through empty systems. Kalari adapted to her braces, learned how to maintain them, how to pilot. She learned Earth curses and told Reed the ancient battle poems of the Hegerin. He listened. But peace was not theirs to keep. One day, a warning ping rang through the ship. Unity core signal. A heavy cruiser, HVS Vindicator, was entering orbit above the same derelict freighter Reed had hoped to salvage. Kalari froze at the sight of its ID. Reed noticed. You know it. It's my old ship. He tilted his head. Want to say hi? He scowled. They left me to die. Then maybe they need to see you alive. Against her instincts, she agreed to dock with the freighter. They moved fast before the Vindicator launched drones. Reed and Kalari slipped aboard through an auxiliary port. Inside they found chaos, burned-out consoles, flickering lights, signs of hasty looting. And someone else. Kalari. Came a voice, cold, incredulous. It was Commander Vreth, flanked by 2 armored soldiers. He stared as though seeing a ghost. You're alive. She stood tall, her braces whirring softly. Disappointed. He narrowed his eyes. You had no clearance to leave that moon. You're AWOL. She's not part of your machine anymore, Reed cut in. Vreth barely looked at him. You're nothing human. Reed smirked. You say that like it's an insult. Vreth stepped forward. You could have died with honor, Kalari. Now you're a defect. Stray. You belong nowhere. She took a step forward. I belong where I choose. And I choose not to serve but to live. He reached for his sidearm. Reed was faster. In the blink of an eye, his blaster was out. You shoot her, I burn your crew to ashes. Vretha's men hesitated. Kalari stood straighter. You taught me I was only useful if I could fight. You were wrong. I'm not a tool. I'm a person. He turned, walked away. Reed followed. Nice speech. She smiled faintly. I meant it. Yeah, he said. I know. Back on the Wasp, Kalari leaned on the console, breathing heavily. You okay? Reed asked. I don't think I've ever been okay, she replied. But maybe that's starting to change. Reed reached out his hand again. Like that first day. This time she didn't hesitate. She took it. Where to next? He asked. She looked out the viewport. Somewhere warm. Somewhere with rain. That's oddly specific. I read about it. On Earth. It's water that falls from the sky. He grinned. You've never seen rain. She shook her head. Then let's find you a storm. They drifted between stars for months. Reed taught her how to dance with artificial gravity. She taught him how to spar without killing each other. Together, they salvaged and sold parts, traded with fringe colonies, and made their names among the edgeworlds. Rumors spread of a ghost soldier with metal legs and a human who fought beside her. They helped civilians escape pirate lords. Freed a mining moon from exploiters. And every night they sat together, her hand in his as the stars rolled past. She was no longer alone. Not a weapon. Not a tool. Not obsolete. Just Kalari.